He was perhaps he was my dearest friend and my best friend, not as man and woman, but as two human beings. I knew all of his secrets and he knew all of mine. And to this day, his kids say to me, "Come on, Auntie Maureen, you know more about Dad than anybody else. Tell." And I said, they were secrets then, they're secrets now, and they'll always be secrets.
When Hollywood's golden age glittered with glamour, few dared speak the truth behind the curtain. But Maureen O'Hara did. Known for her fiery screen presence and unshakable moral compass, she not only starred alongside legends, but also called out the dark side of the industry long before it was safe to do so. In an era ruled by silence, she named the predators, stood her ground, and paid the price, proving she was every bit the fearless heroine off-screen as she was on it. Born as Maureen Fitzsimons on August 17, 1920, in the quaint suburb of Ranelagh in Dublin, Ireland, Maureen O'Hara was raised in a warm, close-knit Irish family that encouraged creativity and artistic expression. From an early age, she displayed an intense love for performance, eventually honing her craft at the prestigious Abbey Theatre, Ireland's national stage. There, she trained in drama, voice, and elocution, developing the foundation that would propel her into international stardom. Her porcelain complexion, striking green eyes, and naturally vibrant red hair would become iconic trademarks, particularly once she stepped into the vivid world of Technicolor cinema. O'Hara's path to fame began in the late 1930s when she caught the eye of renowned actor Charles Laughton. Recognizing her unique screen presence and natural talent, Laughton cast her in Jamaica Inn, 1939, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. The role served as her launchpad, leading to a significant part in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1939, where she portrayed the tragic beauty Esmeralda opposite Laughton's Quasimodo. Maureen O'Hara's transition from British cinema to Hollywood was seamless, marking the beginning of a remarkable career that would cement her as one of the screen's most formidable leading ladies. In an era when many female roles were limited to supporting, one-dimensional characters, O'Hara defied expectations by portraying strong, intelligent, and passionate women who were often as formidable as their male counterparts. This resistance to traditional gender roles was groundbreaking and garnered her both widespread acclaim and admiration. Her career skyrocketed with performances in films such as How Green Was My Valley, 1941, which won Best Picture at the Academy Awards, The Black Swan, 1942, and Sinbad the Sailor, 1947. These roles showcased her impressive range and depth, but it was her collaboration with director John Ford and actor John Wayne that would leave an indelible mark on cinematic history. Together, they created timeless films like Rio Grande, 1950, The Quiet Man, 1952, and McClintock, 1963. Among these, The Quiet Man remains a fan favorite, celebrated for O'Hara's portrayal of Mary Kate Danaher, a proud and fiery Irish woman whose passionate romance with Wayne's character made cinematic history. But O'Hara's legacy extends beyond her iconic roles. She was also a woman of unwavering integrity who consistently challenged Hollywood's expectations. In a town notorious for its manipulation of women, O'Hara took a stand. She demanded fair treatment from studios, refused to alter her appearance to fit Hollywood's conventional ideals, and turned down roles she found degrading. Proud of her heritage, O'Hara once remarked, "I was the only leading lady in Hollywood who could speak with an Irish accent and didn't have to change it." Her defiance and authenticity made her a trailblazer for women in film, proving that strength, talent, and personal conviction could coexist in an industry often more focused on compromise. Off-screen, O'Hara's personal life was as dramatic and compelling as her roles. She married English producer George H. Brown in 1939 during the filming of Jamaica Inn. But the marriage was kept quiet and ultimately ended in annulment in 1941. Later that same year, she married director William Houston Price, with whom she had a daughter, Bronwyn Bridget Price, born in 1944. Sadly, Price's chronic alcoholism led to a troubled marriage that ultimately ended in divorce in 1951. Despite the personal struggles, O'Hara's resilience in both her personal and professional life only further solidified her legacy as a woman who demanded respect and lived life on her own terms. For much of the 1950s and 1960s, Maureen O'Hara found stability and emotional refuge in her relationship with Enrique Par, a prominent Mexican politician and banker. Their bond, which lasted nearly 15 years, was one of deep affection and companionship. Though they never married, their connection offered O'Hara a sense of grounding during a time of both professional intensity and personal changes. Even after their separation, O'Hara continued to speak fondly of Par, reflecting on their time together with warmth and respect. However, it wasn't until 1968, at the age of 48, that O'Hara found what many consider her true, lasting love in Charles F. Blair, Jr. Blair was a highly respected aviator and retired U.S. Air Force Brigadier General, known for his groundbreaking achievements in transatlantic aviation and the founding of Antilles airboats. His encouragement and unwavering support brought a new sense of joy and purpose to O'Hara's life. With Blair by her side, she stepped away from the Hollywood spotlight and embraced a quieter, more peaceful existence in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Their marriage was a profound source of mutual admiration and love, providing O'Hara with a much-needed reprieve from the pressures of stardom. Sadly, this period of happiness was short-lived. In 1978, Blair tragically died in a plane crash. Just months later, O'Hara faced another challenge when she was diagnosed with uterine cancer. Despite the profound grief of losing her beloved husband and the physical toll of her diagnosis, O'Hara's strength and resilience shone through. She underwent successful surgery and made a full recovery, demonstrating the same unyielding spirit that had defined her throughout her career. O'Hara's legacy extends beyond her incredible roles on screen. She was a pioneer in challenging the darker side of Hollywood, particularly its toxic casting couch culture. At a time when powerful men often faced no consequences for their actions, O'Hara refused to comply with the industry's exploitation. In a bold 1957 interview, she revealed, "I was insulted, humiliated, and blacklisted because I did not let studio heads and producers fondle me." Her courageous decision to speak out cost her professionally, but it also paved the way for future generations of actresses to stand up against abuse and inequality. Maureen O'Hara's strength, both on and off the screen, remains an enduring testament to her bravery, integrity, and unwavering commitment to fighting for what's right. Even when working with iconic director John Ford, who played a crucial role in shaping her film career, Maureen O'Hara was never afraid to tell the truth. While she admired his filmmaking brilliance, she didn't hesitate to expose his darker sides, unpredictable moods, harsh criticism, and personal conflict. In her memoir, "'Tis Herself," O'Hara offered a rare, unfiltered look into their complex relationship, one that was both creatively rewarding and emotionally taxing. Long before the Me Too movement or industry reckonings, O'Hara was already calling out misconduct in Hollywood. She refused to be silenced, refused to compromise her values, and refused to allow anyone, no matter how powerful, to define her worth. Her fearless outspokenness wasn't just about defending herself, but about setting a precedent for women who came after her. Her legacy is more than her legendary roles. It's about integrity, resilience, and revolution. In 2014, when the Academy awarded her an honorary Oscar, it wasn't just a tribute to her acting. It was a long-overdue acknowledgement of her unwavering strength. Maureen O'Hara wasn't just a star. She was a firebrand who lit the path for generations. Maureen O'Hara passed away on October 24, 2015, at the age of 95. She left behind a body of work that continues to inspire and captivate, and a legacy defined by both beauty and bravery. More than just a movie star, she was a pioneer, a woman who refused to be silenced, who stood up when others were afraid to, and who lived her life with an unmatched mix of elegance and fire. If you were surprised by Maureen O'Hara's bold truth and fearless stand, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and spread her story, because courage like hers deserves to be remembered. Thanks for watching.